So have you ever really thought about what separates a good leader from a truly great one? A lot of the time, it boils down to just one thing: confidence. But hold on, it's probably not the kind of chest-pounding bravado you're picturing. In this lesson, we're going to peel back the layers on the psychology of leadership confidence. And even better, we'll show you how to build a type of confidence that's not just powerful, but also grounded and, totally authentic.
All right, welcome to Lesson 2 of our course, Lead with Grounded Confidence. Today, we're really going to get inside a leader's head to understand one of the most vital and honestly, one of the most misunderstood qualities that they have.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning, right? The foundation. What is leadership confidence, really? I mean, what are we actually talking about here? It's so much more than just, looking like you know what you're doing. Think of it like the internal engine that can actually power a whole team, a whole company forward.
At its very heart, confidence is really just this internal belief system. It's that quiet, steady trust you have in your own skills, your own judgment. And what's so fascinating is that this belief doesn't just appear out of nowhere, right? It's not formed in a vacuum. It's shaped by stuff on the inside, like your own mindset, and also by things on the outside, like your past wins and, the feedback you get from other people.
And this is a perfect example of one of those core internal factors. There is this psychologist, Albert Bandura, and he gave us this really powerful idea called self-efficacy. Now here's the key. It's not just about having the skills. It's about believing you can actually use those skills to tackle whatever life throws at you. So a leader with high self-efficacy, they see a tough project and think, okay, a challenge to solve. But a leader with low self-efficacy might see that same project and just see a giant, scary threat they can't possibly overcome.
So yeah, that belief is incredibly powerful. But, like any powerful tool, you've got to handle it with care. Which brings us to a really, really important question. What happens when that belief just goes unchecked? When confidence tips right over the edge?
And this is where we get to the dual nature of confidence. For any leader, it's absolutely a double-edged sword. I mean, it can be your single greatest asset for pulling a team together, or it can be the very thing that completely rips it apart.
I mean, just look at this contrast here. It's night and day. On one side, you've got that positive confidence. It's totally infectious, right? It inspires people, it builds trust, it makes your team feel safe enough to try new things and innovate. But then, on the other side, you have hubris. This is what happens when confidence sours and turns into pure arrogance. Seriously, think about any big corporate disaster you've read about. I'd bet you'll find a leader at the top who started believing their own hype, started taking crazy risks, and just stopped listening. That, right there, is hubris in action.
And here's something you've got to remember. Your confidence isn't just about you. It's constantly being shaped and reshaped by your interactions. The feedback you get from your team, the praise from your colleagues, all of that stuff acts like fuel. It can either fuel healthy, grounded confidence, or it can reinforce that really dangerous overconfidence. It's this dynamic, ongoing process that you have to constantly be aware of and adjust. Which brings us to a really crucial distinction.
Okay, so let's get a little more specific here. The goal isn't just confidence in general. The real goal is what we're calling grounded confidence. And a huge part of getting that right is truly understanding its destructive evil twin, arrogance.
So how in the world do you stay on the right side of that line? Well, the secret weapon, really, is emotional intelligence, or EI. A leader with high EI has this incredible toolkit for managing their confidence. They have the self-awareness to know what's going on inside, the self-regulation to keep their impulses in check, the empathy to really get how they're affecting other people, and the social skills to pull it all together and navigate everything with grace.
This quote from our source material just nails it. It really captures the whole idea. Let's zoom in on those keywords: realistic belief, humility, and a willingness to learn. See, it's not about thinking you're perfect or infallible. Not at all. It's about knowing what you're good at while also having the humility to say, hey, I don't have all the answers here.
And you see this play out in real life, in the day-to-day of leadership. The leader who has that grounded confidence, they're secure enough to actually say, you know what? I don't know. What do you think? They actively look for other viewpoints. But the arrogant leader, they're often driven by a deep insecurity, so they do the exact opposite. They wave off feedback, they shut down anyone who disagrees, and in the end, that just stunts everyone's growth, including their own.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the what and the why. Now let's get to what I think is the most important part, the how. How do you actually build and then maintain this healthy, grounded confidence? Let's walk through a framework you can actually use.
Now, this isn't a one-and-done kind of thing. It's a practice, something you do constantly. So let's break it down. Number 1, self-reflection. You have to get in the habit of honestly checking in on your strengths and where you need to grow. Number 2 is continuous learning. And this is something we're really passionate about here at Venture.com Academy, because the more you know, the more your confidence is based in reality. 3, actively seek constructive feedback. Go looking for it, especially the tough stuff. 4, build a supportive network. Find those peers and mentors who you can trust to tell you the truth. 5, practice vulnerability. Own your mistakes. Frame them as a chance for the whole team to learn something. And finally, number 6, mindfulness practices. Use these techniques to stay calm and centered, especially when the pressure is on.
Look, if you only take away one single thing from this lesson, please let it be this. True leadership confidence is not something you're born with. It is not a fixed trait. It is a skill. It's something you practice, you develop, and you cultivate day after day over your entire career. And that means it is 100% within your control.
You've done some awesome work getting through all the psychology behind confidence. Seriously, great job. So now, let's keep that momentum going and add some more tools to your leadership toolkit.
So, here are your next steps. First, I highly recommend you jump straight into Lesson 3. We're going to be talking all about adapting your leadership style for this constantly changing environment we're in. Next, to make sure all this stuff really sticks, check out the link below for your quiz and some detailed notes. And finally, don't forget to head over to beventure.com to download the exclusive infographic that sums up this whole lesson.
And to close this out, I want to leave you with a little challenge. Go back and look at that 6-step framework we just went over. My question for you is, which one of those strategies can you commit to trying out this week? Just pick one. Really think about it, because turning all this knowledge into real action, well, that's where the magic happens. That's where the growth is. I'll see you in Lesson 3.